What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's had a great Thirsty Thursday, and we've got a barn burner of a game tonight. We'll be live streaming in a couple hours. I can't wait to see the Raiders versus Baker Mayfield and the Rams. Yeah. This season is crazy that quarterback up evil. We're going to see a sea change in quarterbacks over the next season. We're going to see guys like Matty Ice that are going to be gone. Probably. We're going to see maybe Tom Brady finally retire. Who knows about Aaron Rodgers? And you're going to see guys who've been starting the season like Marcus Mariota who are getting benched, and others. And it's crazy because this year, what's crazy is Jared Goff has turned into a good quarterback. Kind of crazy. He's kind of found his groove with the Lions and being very, very productive. For us, it looks like we're still with Dak Prescott. And I'm going to say something here because I keep hearing about everybody talking about how good the Eagles are and how good Minnesota is and everything else. But I'm going to say that I'm not sure that the Cowboys have actually played their best football yet. The Cowboys, don't get me wrong, have played really good, and they've played actually a pretty tough schedule. A schedule that's tougher than what people thought it was going to be. Because going into the season, this is the thing, you can't judge anything by what happened last year, okay? When they start out the season, they went through and they said that the Cowboys and the Eagles had two of the easiest schedules out there. And when you looked at it, of course, because you were going by what happened last year, it didn't seem like the Cowboys were going to have that tough of a schedule. But lo and behold, some of the teams that you think are going to be good aren't. When you looked at our schedule, you said Tampa Bay, although Tampa Bay is going to win their division more than likely, they're not the same team they were. We did lose to them early on when they were really healthy starting the season. But you're seeing teams like Minnesota, who last year wasn't that good. They were an 8-9 team, playing a lot better. You see that Green Bay, a team that won their division and, was the number one seed, they're ass. You see the Rams that are ass. But you're seeing some of the other teams that weren't good, like the Commanders, playing better. You see teams like the Giants that weren't good, playing better. And so when you take all of the teams that are playing right now, this year, and that's what you really have to judge it by, the Cowboys have the 11th hardest schedule thus far this season. The Eagles, well, they did have that, second place schedule where they weren't playing like the Cincinnatis and things like that. Still, with the 27th schedule. Now, it's easy to say that the Cowboys, we lost 3 games. We lost to Tampa, we lost to Green Bay, and of course we lost to the Eagles. And you can look at it and say the one that really haunts you is the Green Bay game. I can understand losing to Tampa Bay season opener, Tom Brady. It's like one of those things that you just don't easily beat Tom Brady. And the first game of the season, you don't really know what the team is going to be. And for the team, that's your first real hitting out there. It's almost like a preseason game. Losing to the Eagles, well, you had a backup quarterback, and the Eagles are really good. The Green Bay Packer game is the one that's going to haunt us, and if we don't win the division, that's going to be the reason why. But I want you guys to think about this for a second. When we were winning with Cooper Rush, we were averaging 22 points a game. Clearly, the offense had room to grow because right now we're averaging like 37 since Dak Prescott's been back. So when you could almost double your point output, okay? I know somebody's going to say, he said they double. I said almost double, okay? I know it's not double. You're adding about 15 points more on your point total. There's some teams out there that are struggling to have 15 points a game. Denver. Our defense was playing lights out. Our defense was holding teams to about 14.7 points a game during that stretch. That was incredible. Incredible. You love to have it. Hang on for a second. I got to grab something. That's incredible. So you know your defense is capable of holding teams down because, you know, that 14.4 point average was against like the Rams and Cincinnati and the Eagles and the Giants and things like that. So you know your defense is capable of shutting people down big time. And now that you got Dak back, we've seen this team go crazy scoring points. And you think about a team like Minnesota that they scored 40 on. You think about 49 on the Bears. You think about 54 on the Colts. The Dallas Cowboys have two of the highest scoring games of the season. The two highest scoring games of the season. And so when we think about like Tua and what he's done with his offense, with Miami Dolphins, with Tyreek Hill and stuff, when we think about Pat Mahomes in Kansas City and the weapons that he has, the Cowboys, you can't look and say that they've got one of the best receiving corps in football. You cannot. There is no way, no how that you can say that, okay? They don't. Not even close. But here's what's crazy. You start looking and saying, you've got a defense that's capable of shutting people down. You've got an offense that has scored 50 burgers and 40 burgers. 2 40 burgers and a 50 burger. Whoa. With basically 2 receivers. And you've only had one of those receivers really for about half the season. All right. Kicking. Brett Maher quietly has been one of the best kickers this year, including kicking a 63-yarder. You have Turpin, who we feel like he's about to break one of these things. You've got one of the best kick returners. And now, you've done all of this. You've done all of this without really a number 3 wide receiver. You've done this without arguably your best offensive lineman not being there. You're going to be inserting Tyron Smith on that offensive line. That, my friends, is going to make that offensive line that much better. And maybe, you know, over the course of the next 5 games, you start looking at that offensive line because things that happened that didn't happen. Because it was funny, I was talking to my man Randy Sykes. Shout out to Randy, man. Randy was saying, you know, and just like all of us, you can remember Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp saying that we should have drafted a center instead of Tyler Smith because we've got so many problems with center. We looked at that and we killed Biotish. When you don't talk about an offensive lineman, it's because they're doing a good job. So you start thinking about where the Cowboys thought that they had weaknesses, thought there were places that they were going to be screwed up on, and we didn't. It's freaking insane. So now, you got Zach Martin, arguably the best guard in football. You got Terrence Steele, who has been the man of steel. He's had 2 games where he had a few penalties and had some troubles. You've got Tyler Smith, who's just a rookie, who's held the fort down while Tyron Smith has been out, who can get kicked down to guard, where he can kind of breathe a sigh of relief and really just start to get to maul people. Because see, at a guard position, you do a lot more pulling. And when you're pulling, you're going against guys that are smaller. You know, you've seen him out there pulling where he's just hitting like 2 guys, too small. And just move it, get out the way. Get out the way, D-back, get out the way. Yeah, literally just pushing people left and right. Kind of like Lyle Collins did his rookie year. So you move him down where you've got Biotish, who's holding down the center with Tyron Smith. And add to that, believe it or not, people don't believe this, but what's kind of overlooked is how good the Dallas Cowboys running game is. If the Cowboys ran the ball as much as the Eagles, we'd be blowing their numbers away. And keep in mind, the reason why the Eagles' numbers are skewed so much are because of Jalen Hurts, not their running backs. No, because Jalen Hurts is a quarterback, is a running quarterback. He's magical running. I'm not going to lie to you, but I'm not sure I want to put everything on the line of paying my quarterback and having him take the hits. We're seeing Lamar Jackson over the last couple of years start to get more and more nicked up, and without Lamar Jackson, they're not the same team. No shade on Brett Hundley, but they're just not the same. So the Eagles are good. I'll give you that. But if the Cowboys ever put together a complete game, and mind you, I will say that our game against the Colts was a terrible game. We played like ass. We made mistakes. And we won 54-19. Imagine if this running a game, which is averaging 4.8 yards a carry, imagine we put James Washington, a guy who's averaged 14.3 yards per reception, who can be a deep threat, who right now I think if he can stay healthy, which is a big if, that right now he's going to be a better bet for the Cowboys offense than getting Odell Beckham. I know people are going to tell me I'm crazy. That's fine. But he's healthy, whereas Odell is going to have to, maybe be healthy in 5 weeks to be able to start ramping up. And we've seen how long it's taken for Michael Gallup to get ramped up and ready to play. So you get all these guys playing a perfect game, you watch out, y'all. I'm telling you. Don't keep hating on my Cowboys. Shady, I know you're not impressed. Well, I tell you what. They can put it all together in one game. They can beat anybody. Anybody. And I don't know. Honestly. Shady McCoy said that the Eagles played their best game against the Colts. I don't know that the Eagles can get any better than what they are right now. I think the Cowboys still have a long ways, a lot more that they can do in putting the whole game together. All right, good people. I hope to see you guys tonight for our live stream. Look at that. Ooh, look at that chicken. See you guys in a couple of hours for our live stream. And haters, keep hating. Keep hating. Keep hating. I'll see you guys later. Look at that. Ooh. Chicken.